Alright, listen up. You're gonna love this one. If you've ever dated women, you've faced tests. And trust me, there is an art to it, and it can get pretty complicated. In this video, I'm breaking down every single test you'll encounter in the first 1 or 2 dates, from the first minute to the final quarter. I'm diving deep into the tests you'll face in almost every single date you ever go to. Even if you're rookie to the modern dating scene or just been away for a while, after watching this video, you will be able to spot every shit test thrown your way. And here's the thing, if you can spot them, you can pass them. And once you do, dating gets unbelievably easy. This video is the result of over a decade of experience, learning, and discovery. And because of that, I'm beyond excited to share it with you. So let's get into it. Everything you experience when first meeting a woman, from texting to those crucial first 1 or 2 dates, is part of a process. And here's something important to understand. The fewer tests you face, the more attractive you likely are in her eyes. Most men experience these tests when a woman isn't fully convinced of his attractiveness. If she's genuinely drawn to you, many of these hurdles simply won't appear. You might not even realize they exist. So, the key isn't just reacting to tests, it's elevating your own attractiveness to the point where they barely happen in the first place. One of the first things you'll notice is this. When a woman finds you genuinely attractive, everything changes. She's naturally drawn to you, and the whole interaction feels effortless. But if there's uncertainty, you'll likely encounter the first test right in the text messages, the time delay. She might take 2, 12, maybe even 24 hours to respond. And here's the key. You don't react by double texting or over pursuing. Instead, you play it smart. One of the best ways to counteract this? Voice messages. The moment she hears you, your tone, your confidence, you're adding layers of intrigue that words on a screen just can't deliver. Suddenly, the whole dynamic shifts. She feels something real, something personal. So remember, don't chase, don't overreact. Leverage voice and different forms of communication to turn things in your favor. The second type of test you'll encounter is the availability test. This happens when you ask her to meet up, say on Friday, and she says she's busy. If you immediately suggest Saturday, it can make it seem like you have nothing else going on, and that can lower her interest. Sometimes she'll even flip it on you, saying something like, "Oh, I'm not free Friday, but I can do Saturday. Can you?" And here's where it gets tricky. If you eagerly agree, it might signal a lack of scarcity, lowering her attraction and increasing the chances of a flaky response. So, how do you pass this test? One way is by not chasing plans at all. Over time, I've found that I enjoy living in the moment, waking up and seeing what the day brings. I haven't mapped out my weekends in ages because I prefer to stay present rather than constantly scheduling things. Now, this approach isn't for everyone. If you're more of a planner, it may not work as well. But regardless, the key is to avoid seeming overly available and handle the availability test with confidence rather than reacting from a place of urgency. The third type of test you'll encounter, she challenges your opinions. You're on a date and she throws out something like, "Oh, you don't really believe that, do you?" Or maybe you point out a shirt you like while walking through a mall and she responds with, "That's ugly. Why would you like that?" Here's the deal. If she can get you to waver or backtrack, her attraction drops. This isn't just about a shirt or an opinion. She's testing your conviction. She wants to see if you have backbone. The fourth test, bringing up her ex. At some point, she might casually mention her ex-boyfriend or the last guy she dated. The way you handle this matters. The best approach, neutral mannerisms. If she brings up her ex, keep it light and detached. Something like, "Oh, yeah, interesting." That's it. No emotional reaction. The worst thing you can do is swing too far in either direction, whether it's criticizing the guy or acting like she deserves better. That's a fast track to killing attraction. Instead, hold your frame. Stay composed. Let the conversation flow without losing your cool. The fifth type of test, she makes fun of you. It might be lighthearted, but the intent is the same. She's testing your ability to hold your ground. Let's say you're an accountant and she throws out something like, "Oh, all you care about is numbers? That's so boring, I could never do that." Now, if you get reactive, defending your job, trying to convince her it's interesting, you lose ground. Attraction drops when you show that her words affect you. Instead, the best move? Stay unfazed. Keep your composure, maybe even play along. This is just one of the 5 tests you'll likely encounter early on. And here's the key. If you pass them, if you handle them with confidence, you set the stage for something more. You and her will eventually be spending time one-on-one, and when that happens, a whole new set of challenges will emerge. The 6th type of test, she suddenly goes quiet. If you're hanging out one-on-one, there's a high chance she might suddenly stop talking for a minute or two, just to see what you do. It's intentional. She's testing your ability to hold your frame when faced with uncertainty. Most guys panic. They start asking, "Are you okay? Is something wrong?" They begin self-qualifying, over-explaining, and trying to fix something that isn't broken. And the result? Interest drops. The better way to handle this? Use vocal tone to shift the energy. Instead of reacting, lean into the moment. Crack a joke about the guy on the TV screen. Playfully tease her. The moment you get her to giggle, you've held your frame without chasing validation. You've actually led the interaction by shifting her emotional state. That's how you pass this test. You stay relaxed, composed, and effortlessly in control of the vibe. The 7th type of test, the blanket test. Let's say you and her are chilling on the couch, sharing a blanket. But instead of fully settling in, she barely uses a tiny corner, almost like she's testing your reaction. It's subtle, but intentional. She wants to see if you'll seek validation, adjust your approach, or try to make something happen. The best way to pass this? Don't react. Don't care. Let time do the work. Keep your cool, stay relaxed, and let her come to you. More often than not, within 5 to 10 minutes, she'll naturally move closer, without you having to do a thing. Attraction thrives when you hold your frame and let the moment unfold without forcing it. The 8th type of test, the pullback test. You go in for a kiss, and just as you're about to make contact, she pulls back slightly. Now this might seem like hesitation, but in reality, it's often a good thing. She's looking for a moment of tension, a playful push and pull dynamic. She wants to feel the anticipation, not just a straight line interaction. If you immediately retreat or act uncertain, you lose that spark. Instead, embrace it. Lean in, lean back, lean in again. Keep it light, keep it fun. Let the tension build naturally so she feels like you're not just won over instantly, but rather there's a real organic chemistry unfolding. That's how you handle this test, by holding your frame, reading the energy, and making the moment exciting, not predictable. The 9th type of test, who texts first. If you two end up sleeping together within the first couple of dates, the next test begins. Who reaches out first? Here's the truth. Women naturally seek reassurance from a man they view as high value, assertive, and desirable. If her emotions are working in your favor, she will reach out. There's no need for you to send a casual, "Hey, how's your day going?" just to start conversation. The key? Let her be the one to initiate. Women instinctively seek connection with a man who holds his frame. The moment you don't chase, don't overengage, and instead stay relaxed, you pass the test effortlessly. And that wraps up all the tests you'll likely encounter within the first 1 to 2 dates. If you handle these well, you transition into the dating phase, where a whole new set of dynamics comes into play. And there you have it, the key tests you'll face within the first 1 or 2 dates. Now, here's the truth. How you handle these moments will shape the entire dynamic moving forward. If you stay confident, hold your frame, and don't chase validation, you set the stage for an effortless connection. When you pass these tests, you naturally transition into the dating phase, where things evolve and new challenges emerge. But the more you understand why these tests happen and how to handle them, the easier it becomes. So if you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more insights on mastering attraction. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.